Thank you so much for tuning in today. You're listening to The Daily, and I'm your host, Amy Carlin. Several years ago, I came across a quote from a book by Elder Jeffrey R. Holland. It's called Created for Greater Things. In his message, Elder Holland directs us to think the best of each other, especially of those you say you love. Assume the good and doubt the bad. I felt strongly enough about this message that when I first read it, I printed it off and hung it on my fridge as a daily reminder. The quote also reminds me of a lesson I had in church when I was maybe 13 years old. My teacher told our class that whenever she became frustrated with other people, she would try to invent excuses for them, even though she knew they were probably wildly incorrect. This helped her to put herself in their shoes. It helped her imagine what they might be going through instead of just getting angry or frustrated. If someone blazed by her in traffic, for example, cutting her off, she would tell herself that maybe they were rushing to the hospital because their wife or sister or daughter was in labor and she needed emotional support. If someone spoke sharply and hurt her feelings, she would wonder if perhaps they were struggling with anxiety. Perhaps they had just gotten news of a death of a loved one, or perhaps they had just lost their job. As she practiced this, as she put herself in other people's shoes, she became more compassionate and less easily offended. I have tried since then to implement this practice in my life, and when I do, I usually find that I am much happier. Unfortunately, it's become almost popular to be offended as often as we can. We complain to our friends, often commiserating about how impossible other human beings are to deal with. We complain about their ignorance, their rudeness, their insensitivity. In short, we're frustrated by the fact that they're human. But at the same time, we desperately want others not to judge us when we are at our worst. So why do we do this so often to those around us? Let's strive to have more compassion, more charity, more love, especially for those close to us. Let's try to be a little more like our Savior, Jesus Christ, would have us be. Thank you again for listening today. The Daily is brought to you by The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.